Today I'm going to be talking about Netflix and its interface. An interface is a system that is used for operating and controlling the way information is shown to the user and the way the user is able to work and navigate it. The focus of the screencast is to talk about the interface of Netflix and its suggested shows category, as well as the operation of Netflix site overall. I will be talking about the history of the company and how it became to be so successful in today's technologically based world. First, I think it is important to give a brief history of this interface. Netflix was established in 1997 in California by Reed Hastings. In 1989, Netflix created a website that offered American DVD by mail service. Netflix then, in 1999, started offering monthly subscriptions, which then grew to the single rental model in the early 200s. From this point on, the company began to expand and evolve with new technology and a changing of their users. The company began doing more research about their target audience and found new ways to adapt to the needs of their customers while making the site easier and more effective to use. This screencast more specifically focuses on the interface of the creation to give users suggested shows that they may like to create a more personal experience on the site. When new technologies became available and it was now possible to rent and then stream videos online, Netflix adapted it to meet. Renting movies was readily available and could be done from your home, unlike stores like Blockbuster. Now Netflix is still adapting and changing to fit the needs of their customers, creating more helpful interfaces every day. While Netflix continues to be a growing company, the profile and the logo of the company has changed as well. The red background with the white font seen in this picture was used to create a bold effect when receiving rentals in the mail. However, now that Netflix is an online interface, the logo has been flipped to a white background with large writing in red for a more visual appealing logo that would be better seen on screens and applications. This is just the start of the company's efforts to become fully immersed and used as a technological interface. The company constantly puts out updates to create on-the-go applications on mobile devices and templates, simple and easier to use. The navigation of the Netflix site, more specifically, has been increasingly more simple and easy to use. There are more interfaces that provide categories and other organizational elements so that users do not have to search through the site and can find their favorite shows within just a couple of clicks.
Within every category, you'll see a thumbnail for each movie. If you hover over the thumbnail with your cursor, a red arrow will appear. This is where you would click to begin playing your selection. But if you keep your cursor there, an additional information pop-up will appear with the title of the movie, the rating, length of the film, a brief description, headlining actors, the director, all sorts of information. At the bottom of this pop-up, there will be a member average rating. Out of 5 stars, however many of these stars are red indicates the average rating by Netflix users. The more stars, the more the consumers enjoyed the film. When hovering over the categories, gray scroll arrows appear at the beginning and the end of each category.
Although the site is very simple to use, as you have seen, I came across some concerns while researching the interface. There are concerns that there are more shows and movies within the Netflix site that are being shown.
Secret categories by typing certain URLs into a browser, beginning with this basic format. Instead of the hashtags, though, you put a number code that will pull up special categories. For instance, type in 2142 and you'll see all of the gritty thrillers from the 1970s that Netflix has to offer. Figure out the correct code and you'll have all of the visually striking, steamy movies that you could ever want right there on your device. KTLA reports that these codes are actually how Netflix categorizes movies.
Now Netflix is provided globally to 190 countries, streaming movies and TV shows on a wider scale. Netflix reported over 81 million subscribers worldwide in April 2016, including more than 46 million in the US. Netflix is constantly expanding, reaching new countries and including shows that reach and adapt to these wider audiences. This source talks about the Netflix site and its workings and how it is created using coding. This source gives detailed information of Netflix's step-by-step process on how they code their site, creating what we see on the screen today. However, when talking more specifically about the interface and about the suggested shows category on the site, this source is more helpful. It discusses how the category of suggested shows is created and what data it uses. 800 Netflix engineers at the Silicon Valley headquarters are behind the mystery of the suggested shows category. What they have discovered was that 95% of Netflix users are influenced by the section of the recommended shows. They found this by looking at the media data of suggested shows and the similarities between them. For instance, if they were created at the same time or got similar ratings, or even having the same director or producer. The movies and TV shows chosen to be displayed and watched on Netflix is determined by 40 freelance personnel. The movies and TV shows chosen to be displayed and watched on Netflix is determined by 40 freelance personnel within the company. Handpick the shows and movies. These people have years of experience and expertise working in the entertainment industry. Their jobs are to be objective and to not use their personal taste in choosing shows and movies, but to determine what Netflix target audience is looking for. The company not only creates data to find similarities within the media, but also within the people using the site. They track what you have viewed, searched for, as well as other interactions on the site, like scrolling behavior. All of the data is then put through several algorithms, each with a different purpose. Similar users that may have the same behavior patterns on Netflix are compared, and recommended shows are shared between the two.